What's up, y'all? Today I want to take a look at the Molsect Shuttle. The Molsect Shuttle is a crossbar lock knife with 14C28N blade steel. So that gives us some very nice toughness and corrosion resistance and some okay edge retention as well. Now, since we're talking about the blade and steel already, let's talk about how thinly ground this blade is and why that softer 14C may not be such a big deal on this type of a blade. So this actually comes down to between 9 and 10 thousandths behind the edge at the thinner parts of it. That low behind the edge thickness is going to make for some much better cutting performance and could have some better edge retention as well. We can get a shallower angle on that steel without having to widen that bevel too much, so we could still keep some better edge stability there. It also has these very nice, I believe they are anodized aluminum handle scales. It does have a titanium pocket clip, and this is one of the better clips that I've tried recently. It has some excellent retention and comes in and out of the pocket very well. That is a small detail that can be overlooked, and it's one of those things you don't realize how important it could be until you're actually using a knife, whether it's binding up too much or if it takes two hands to get in. It's something you really notice when it's done well, and this one is done very well. We've got this nice colored accent backspacer. I think these come in a few different color combinations. And overall, this is just a very nice looking knife. This blade, they call it a clip point or bowie, and it's got this bit of a recurve down in the edge as well. I don't normally go towards recurves on blades because I don't have the best time sharpening them, but I'm glad I gave this one a try. I think if I flatten out if I lower the edge angle enough, I may be able to get a flat stone along that recurve well enough to give it a sufficient sharpening, or I could just use my Spyderco Sharp Maker with the rods, and I think that would do it very well. So one of the things that this recurve can help with is trapping material when you are cutting. So it will get caught up in, which is right where the thinnest part of the blade is, and this just flies through stuff. I mean, it makes easy work of anything that you put it against that you would use a normal EDC knife for, and it has been really nice to use. It does have a crossbar lock, and it has some pretty good action for a crossbar lock. I know those aren't the most popular nowadays, and they're being done a lot, but this one is being done well. It feels very smooth. It's not too soft of an opening. You get enough resistance to be able to really get it open. It doesn't, sometimes a crossbar lock can be a little bit mushy, and I am used to frame and compression locks and locks with proper detent balls, so I don't carry crossbar locks too often, but once you get used to it, it is very nice. And we even have enough of the upper tang of the blade here to do a pretty consistent front flip. If they would have brought that jimping up a little more, that could help with that some, but because we don't have really a super sharp detent, so to say, that it's not too much trouble getting it open just from the front of the blade there. Nice little bonus. Now, if I had to give any criticisms for this knife, of course, the crossbar locks are going out of style a little bit. I would have liked to see it in maybe a top liner, or even a normal liner or a frame lock. I think would have made this knife appeal to me at least a little more. And the other thing is that some of these edges around the knife could afford to be knocked down a little bit. It almost feels like there's a bit of a burr there. We can see that I can actually even use the edge to scrape up some of my fingernail just to demonstrate kind of how sharp that is. Now, it's not it hasn't really been a problem so far. It's not really causing any pain or any issues during use, but I could see if you were really working with this thing for a while, it might start to bother you a little bit. But other than that, this is a really nice offering from Molsect. And we'll see the packaging that it came in as well. So it came in the box with this faux leather pouch. It's kind of an interesting change from the zipper pouches that we've been seeing a lot of lately. And it also came with a paracord that, at least this one, matches the backspacer. I'm not sure if they do with all the other color combinations, but that's a nice little addition as well. And of course, we've got some warranty information and our cloth. Interesting change up from the kind of zipper clamshells. Now, I'm not too crazy about packaging. Just in a bag and a box is fine for me. I would rather this the money being spent on this go into the knife or off the price. This kind of thing just tends to kind of build up when you start collecting and have many knives. So while that is interesting, not entirely necessary for me. But all in all, I think the Molsect Shuttle is an excellent EDC choice, especially because of that very thin blade. I know I talked about it a good bit already, but it's something that you don't see very much of. I think we're seeing a little bit more of it lately. I think a lot of the designers know that that's what a lot of people want in the EDC world today. They want nice, thinly ground edges for better cutting performance. This isn't going to be a hard use outdoor survival knife. I'm not going to be batoning with it or anything like that. So I think a very thinly ground edge and a thin stock knife is going to be perfect for everything that I need it for. Molsect did reach out to me and offer to provide this knife to do a review on, and I am grateful that they did that, because this is probably not a knife that I would have tried otherwise, but I'm really glad I got an opportunity to check it out. This is something that's definitely going to go in the rotation for me, but I hope you found this one interesting. Thank you for watching.